You'll sleep tonight in the same place you slept last night, and the night before that. But there's something in your bedroom, something that's sabotaging every hour of your sleep, sucking your energy, blocking your breakthroughs, and you don't even know what it is. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that 3 years ago, I uncovered a secret Kathryn Kuhlman had been keeping for decades. A secret about objects. Ordinary objects. Objects you're sure are harmless. Kathryn Kuhlman told me something that changed my life forever. She looked into my eyes and whispered, "There's an object that most people keep in their bedroom. An object they find useful, necessary, even beautiful. But this object is literally vampirizing your life force while you sleep." Pause for a second. Look around your bedroom now. Can you see this object? Probably yes. And you probably never suspected it. Because here's the truth. No one tells you. Your bedroom isn't just a place where you sleep. It's your energy sanctuary. It's where you're most vulnerable, most open, where your energy is either restored or completely drained. And when you keep certain objects there, it's like leaving a faucet wide open. Your energy leaks away. Your dreams become nightmares. Your opportunities vanish. Because the energy of your bedroom dictates the energy of your entire life. Have you ever woken up more tired than when you went to bed? Have you ever felt something draining your strength overnight? Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, breakthroughs simply don't reach you? It's not coincidence. It's not bad luck. It's not destiny. It's that object. Kathryn Kuhlman spent 40 years studying this. 40 years observing people, entering their homes, analyzing their bedrooms, and she discovered a terrifying pattern. 90% of people complaining of low energy had this object in their bedroom. 85% of people struggling with insomnia had this object. 70% of people who said they were having bad luck in life had this object. And when they removed the object, everything changed. Sarah was one of those people. She sought me out, desperate. 3 years of depression, 3 years of sleepless nights, 3 years feeling like life was passing her by like a speeding train. Sarah worked 16 hours a day. She went to therapy. She took medication. She meditated. She exercised. She tried everything, but nothing worked. She woke up every day feeling like she was living someone else's life, until the day I told her about the object. At first, Sarah laughed. She said she didn't believe in these things, that she was a rational person, a scientific person, that objects didn't have power over people. But deep down, something inside her knew I was telling the truth. Because you know when something resonates, don't you? When someone touches a wound you didn't even know existed. When a truth hits you like lightning, and you feel a shiver running down your spine. Sarah felt it. So she asked me, which object? And I told her the same thing I'm going to tell you. But first, you need to understand how this works. Because it's not magic. It's not superstition. It's pure energy. Quantum physics applied to your daily life. Everything in the universe vibrates at a specific frequency. Your body vibrates. Your thoughts vibrate. Your dreams vibrate. And the objects around you also vibrate. Some objects raise your frequency, others lower it. And there's one specific object that not only lowers your frequency, it literally creates a negative energy field around your bed. Imagine your energy as crystal clear water. Now imagine this object as a drop of black ink falling into that water. Slowly, all the water becomes cloudy, contaminated, impure. That's what happens to your energy when you sleep near this object. Night after night, month after month, year after year. And the worst part? You get used to it. You think this is your natural energy, that this is who you are, that this is how life is. But it's not. Sarah discovered this 3 days after removing the object from her bedroom. On the first day, she slept 12 hours straight for the first time in years. On the second day, She woke up with an energy she had forgotten existed. On the third day, she cried. She cried because she realized how many years she had lost, how many opportunities had gone unnoticed because she was operating with only 20% of her real energy. But she also cried with gratitude because she had finally found the key that unlocked her life. And you know what the first thing Sarah told me after this transformation was? She said she always knew. Deep down, she always knew something was wrong in her bedroom. She always felt a strange energy, a subtle pressure, a discomfort she couldn't explain. Have you ever felt that? That feeling that something in your bedroom isn't right? That there's a heavy energy lingering there, especially at night? That no matter how much you decorate, organize, clean, there's still something out of place? That's your intuition warning you. Your inner wisdom alerting you to the presence of this object. Because your body knows. Your cells know. Your soul knows. Even when your rational mind tries to ignore the signs. Kathryn Kuhlman taught me that there are 3 types of people in this world. Those who ignore the signs and live in low energy their whole lives. Those who notice the signs but are afraid to act. And those who trust their intuition and make the necessary changes. Which of these 3 people are you? Because if you're watching this far, you probably belong to the 3rd group. You're someone who seeks answers, who doesn't accept living below your potential, who knows you deserve an extraordinary life. And an extraordinary life begins with extraordinary energy. Your energy is your most precious asset. It's what determines your thoughts, your feelings, your decisions, your opportunities, your connections, your relationships, your success, your happiness. When your energy is low, everything becomes difficult. You become magnetic to problems, to toxic people, to complicated situations, to frustrating experiences. But when your energy is high, you become magnetic to miracles. And it all starts in your bedroom. In the place where you recharge your energy batteries every day. Now let me tell you about Miguel. Miguel was a businessman, financially successful. He had a thriving company, a beautiful family, a nice house. But there was something he couldn't explain. All his important projects failed at the last minute. Contracts that seemed guaranteed were canceled. Investments that seemed safe went wrong. Relationships that started well ended strangely. Miguel started feeling cursed, like someone had put a hex on him, that some invisible force was sabotaging his life. And in a way, he was right. There was an invisible force sabotaging his life. But it wasn't witchcraft. It wasn't envy. It wasn't a curse. It was the object in his bedroom. When Miguel removed that object, something extraordinary happened. In 2 weeks, he closed the biggest deal of his career. In a month, he met the woman of his dreams. In 3 months, he received an offer to expand his business internationally. Coincidence? No. Aligned energy. Because when you remove energetic blockages from your life, the universe conspires in your favor. Doors open. Opportunities appear. Miracles become routine. And all because you created energetic space for good things to happen. That's the power of an energetically clean room. It doesn't just improve your sleep. It improves your entire life. Because during sleep, you're not just resting. You're processing the day's experiences, releasing trauma, integrating lessons, and most importantly, you're connecting with more subtle dimensions of reality. It's during sleep that you receive insights, that your intuition manifests through dreams, that your subconscious solves problems your conscious mind can't decipher. But all of this only works if your energy field is clean, if there are no interferences, if there are no objects draining your energy. And here's something that will surprise you. This object I'm talking about, you probably use it every day. You probably consider it essential. You probably don't even imagine it could be causing so much damage to your life, because the most dangerous objects are always the most unsuspicious. They are the ones that disguise themselves as useful, necessary, harmless. But the truth is, some objects carry very low frequencies, frequencies that interfere with your energy field, that create distortions in your aura, that block communication between you and the universe. And when that communication is blocked, miracles can't reach you. Your prayers aren't heard. Your desires don't manifest. Your intentions don't materialize. You become like a poorly tuned radio, picking up only static, noise, interference. But when you remove the object, it's as if someone perfectly adjusts the frequency. Everything becomes clear, crisp, powerful. Anna discovered this in the most dramatic way possible. Anna was an artist, a painter. She depended on creativity to live. But for months, she'd been experiencing a terrible creative block. She'd sit in front of the blank canvas and nothing would happen. No inspiration, no ideas, no connection with her art. Anna was desperate. Her money was running out. Her clients were losing patience. She was starting to think she'd lost her gift, until a friend referred her to me. And when I talked about the object in the room, Anna had a very interesting reaction. She said she'd always felt that something in her room was sucking her inspiration, that when she entered she felt like a fog descended on her mind, as if someone turned off her connection to the creative world. The day after our conversation, Anna removed the object. And that very night, she had the most vivid dream of her life, a dream full of colors, shapes, ideas. She woke up and rushed to her studio. She painted for 14 hours straight. She created 3 works that later became the best-selling pieces of her career. Because creativity is pure energy, and when you unclog your energy, creativity flows like a waterfall. The same happens with intuition, with mental clarity, with the ability to make decisions, with the ability to connect with other people, with the manifestation of your desires. Everything is connected. Everything depends on the quality of your energy. And the quality of your energy depends on the environment where you recharge it every night. Now you might be wondering, if this object is so harmful, why do people keep using it? Why doesn't anyone talk about it? Why isn't this information more widely known? The answer is simple. Because we live in a society that prioritizes the material over the energetic, that values what can be measured over what can be felt, that believes more in traditional science than in ancestral wisdom, and also because there are interests in keeping people with low energy. People with low energy consume more, complain less, question less, accept less. People with high energy are dangerous to the system. They create, they innovate, they rebel, they transform the world. That's why this information is kept secret. That's why you only discover it when someone like Kathryn Kuhlman decides to share it. And Kathryn Kuhlman decided to share it because she saw many people suffering unnecessarily. Many people living mediocre lives when they could be living extraordinary lives. She saw that simple knowledge can completely transform a person's reality, and she decided it was time to spread that knowledge. But here's the challenge. When I reveal what this object is, you'll have 2 options. You can ignore the information and continue living as you always have, or you can act and discover what it's like to live with your full energy. The choice is yours. But remember, every night you spend with this object in your room is a night you lose energy. It's a night that miracles become more distant. It's a night that you fall asleep, being less than you truly are. And you deserve to be all that you truly are. You deserve to live at your maximum potential. You deserve to experience what it's like to have abundant energy every morning. Because when you wake up with abundant energy, everything changes. Your thoughts become clearer. Your emotions become more balanced. Your decisions become more accurate. Your actions become more effective. You become a more powerful version of yourself, a version that attracts opportunities, that manifests desires, that creates miracles. And that version is waiting for you. It's just waiting for you to remove the obstacle that prevents it from manifesting, the obstacle in your room. Roberto discovered this when he was going through the worst phase of his life, a complicated divorce, financial problems, deep depression. He was considering giving up on everything, but Roberto was a man of faith, and deep down, he knew he deserved a better life, that there was something he wasn't seeing, some piece of the puzzle that was missing. When I met Roberto, he was sleeping on the living room sofa because he said his bedroom had a very heavy energy. He couldn't rest there. I asked him, "Roberto, have you considered that something in your room might be creating this heavy energy?" His eyes lit up because finally someone was confirming what he'd always felt, but never been able to explain. That same day, Roberto removed the object. And for the first time in months, he slept in his own bed. He slept like a child. He woke up renewed. In 15 days, Roberto landed a job better than any he'd ever had. In a month, he met an incredible woman. In 3 months, he was living the best phase of his life. Because sometimes the difference between a life of suffering and a life of abundance is a single object, a single decision, a single change. And you are minutes away from discovering which change can transform your life forever. Because the object I'm about to reveal isn't just an object. It's a symbol of everything that's preventing you from living at your fullest potential. When you remove this object, you're not just cleaning your room. You're declaring to the universe that you're ready for a different life, that you're willing to leave behind old patterns, that you're open to receiving miracles. And the universe listens. The universe responds. The universe conspires in your favor. But first, you need to take the first step. You need to create energetic space for transformation to occur. And that space begins in your room, in your sanctuary, in the most intimate place in your life. So get ready, because what you're about to discover could change everything. It could be the turning point between the life you're living and the life you were born to live. The object that's blocking your breakthroughs and attracting nightmares is your cell phone. I know, you weren't expecting that, were you? You're probably thinking, but how? Everyone uses a cell phone. Everyone sleeps with their phone near their bed. How can it be that harmful? And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. Because it's invisible. Because everyone does it. Because no one questions it. But let me explain what really happens when you sleep with your cell phone less than 2 meters from your bed. First, the radiation. Your cell phone emits electromagnetic radiation constantly, even in airplane mode, even turned off if the battery is connected. This radiation directly interferes with the brain waves you need to enter deep sleep. You know that feeling of sleeping poorly even after 8 hours? That's it. Your brain can't access the most restorative sleep stages because it's being bombarded by artificial frequencies. But radiation is only the beginning. The real problem is energetic. Your cell phone is like an open portal to the entire world, and when you sleep with it nearby, it's as if you're sleeping in a public square, energetically speaking. Think about it. How many people have your number? How many people can send you messages? How many different energies are connected to your cell phone? Every person who has your contact creates an energetic connection with you through this device. And when you sleep with it nearby, these connections remain active all night. You're not sleeping alone. You're sleeping with the energy of hundreds of people circulating around your bed. Marina discovered this in the worst possible way. Marina was a therapist. She spent all day helping other people solve their emotional problems. And at night, she brought the work home energetically. Because Marina slept with her cell phone on her nightstand. And through that phone, the energy of all her clients continued to reach her during sleep. Marina started having terrible nightmares. Nightmares about her clients' traumas. Nightmares about situations she had never lived through. but that were present in the unconscious of the people she treated. She woke up more tired than when she went to sleep. She woke up carrying emotions that weren't hers. She woke up feeling pains she couldn't explain. Marina was energetically absorbing her clients' problems through the connection they had with her cell phone. When she finally removed her cell phone from the bedroom, the nightmares stopped immediately. The feeling of carrying weights that weren't hers disappeared. She went back to waking up, rested and renewed. Because during sleep, your energy fields become more porous, more susceptible. You absorb everything around you with much more intensity. And the cell phone is like a giant antenna, transmitting and receiving energy all the time. But there's more. Your cell phone also carries all the information you consume during the day, all the negative news, all the social media arguments, all the anxiety, anger, fear, and frustration you absorb through the screen. And when you sleep with it nearby, it's as if all this toxic information continues to be transmitted directly to your subconscious at night. Have you ever had those strange dreams mixed with things you saw on your cell phone? Dreams where people from social media you don't even know appear? Anxious dreams about things you read in the news? It's no coincidence. It's your subconscious processing the informational garbage that's being transmitted by your cell phone during sleep. And here's something that will impress you. There's a scientific study that showed that people who sleep with their cell phones more than 3 meters from their bed have 40% better sleep quality than people who sleep with it on their nightstand. 40%. That means you can double the quality of your sleep simply by changing the location of your cell phone. But the benefits go far beyond sleep. Lucas was a salesman, a very good salesman, but he was going through a terrible phase. He couldn't close any important sales. Clients seemed suspicious of him. Negotiations always stalled at the last minute. Lucas was starting to doubt his own abilities, thinking he'd lost his touch, that maybe he wasn't good at what he did anymore, until he decided to test the cell phone theory. He took the device out of the bedroom and left it charging in the living room. In the first week, Lucas closed 2 large sales. In the second week, he exceeded his monthly goal. In the first month, he had the best result of his career. What changed? His energy, his presence, his ability to genuinely connect with people. Because when you sleep with your cell phone nearby, you always wake up a little disconnected from yourself, a little scattered, a little anxious, and people feel that. They feel that you're not completely present, that a part of you is somewhere else. And that affects all your interactions. But when you remove your phone from the bedroom, you regain your full presence. Your energy becomes more concentrated, more powerful, more magnetic, and people are naturally drawn to concentrated energy. Now I know you might be thinking, but I need my phone for the alarm, or for emergencies, or because I feel insecure without it nearby. And I understand. We live in a society addicted to connection. The idea of being disconnected for a few hours causes anxiety in many people. But here's the truth. That anxiety is exactly the sign that you need to break free from this dependency, because it's not normal to feel anxious about being away from an object. This is addiction, emotional dependency, and any dependency drains your vital energy. When you free yourself from this dependency, you regain your personal power. You become the center of your own energy again. Instead of a satellite orbiting around a device, buy a traditional alarm clock. It costs next to nothing, and it gives you back your quality of life. For emergencies, leave your phone in the living room with the volume up. If someone really needs to talk to you in the middle of the night, you'll hear it. But in reality, how many real emergencies have you received in recent years through your phone in the middle of the night? Probably none. Most nighttime calls and messages are anxiety disguised as urgency. Carla discovered this when she decided to take the test. Carla was a doctor. She always justified sleeping with her phone because of work. medical emergencies, on-call shifts, responsibilities. But when she honestly analyzed it, she realized that 90% of the time her phone rang at night, it was for reasons that could wait until the next day. And in those 10% of times when it was truly urgent, she could hear the phone in the living room perfectly. So Carla took the test, a week without her phone in the bedroom, and she discovered something surprising. She woke up more rested, more centered, more present with her patients, more efficient at work, more creative in solving complex medical problems. Because a well-rested brain is infinitely more powerful than a brain that has been bombarded by radiation and information all night. And here's something the tech industry doesn't want you to know. They know exactly the effect that cell phones have on sleep. They've done detailed studies on this, but it's far more profitable to keep people addicted than to warn them about the risks. Because a well-rested person consumes less, buys less impulsively, is less influenced by advertising, is more critical, more conscious. A tired person is the perfect customer. They buy things they don't need to feel better. They consume mindless entertainment to escape reality. They make emotional decisions instead of rational ones. And all of this is fueled by the poor quality of sleep caused by proximity to electronic devices. So when you remove your phone from the bedroom, you're not just improving your sleep, you're freeing yourself from a system designed to keep you in low energy and consumerism. You are recovering your energetic autonomy, and that transforms everything. Fernanda was a businesswoman. She owned a digital marketing company. She was connected 24 hours a day. She thought this was necessary for success, until she started having anxiety attacks every night. Her body was literally collapsing because of the constant overstimulation. When Fernanda removed all electronic devices from the bedroom, something magical happened. She started having incredible creative insights during the night. She woke up with solutions to problems she'd been trying to solve for weeks. She started dreaming of advertising campaigns that later went viral, because creativity is born from silence, from emptiness, from the space between thoughts. And when you fill that space with electronic stimuli, you kill creativity at the root. Your brain needs moments of disconnection to process information, to make unexpected connections, to access the wisdom that comes from more subtle dimensions of consciousness. And these dimensions are only accessible when you are in very specific brainwave states. States that are impossible to achieve in the presence of electromagnetic radiation. That's why the most creative people in history have always talked about the importance of silence, of solitude, of disconnection from the outside world. They intuitively knew that genius is born from emptiness, and that emptiness can only be found when you move away from all distractions. Your cell phone is the biggest distraction of the modern era. Even when you're not actively using it, it's using you, sucking your attention, fragmenting your consciousness, preventing you from accessing deeper states of being. And the deepest states of being are where miracles are born. It is in these states that you connect with your most refined intuition, that you receive insights that can change your life, that you access information that is not available to the rational mind. It is in these states that you remember who you really are, your infinite potential, your connection to something bigger than yourself. But you can only access these states if you create the right conditions. And the first condition is an energetically clean environment, an environment free of radiation, free of energetic connections with other people, free of toxic information, free of emotional dependencies. Your bedroom needs to be a temple, a sacred sanctuary where you reconnect with your essence every day. And when you create this reconnection, everything in your life automatically improves, because you begin to operate from your center, from your inner wisdom, from your full life force. You stop reacting to the world and start creating the world. Gabriel was an artist, a musician, But he hadn't been able to compose anything for months. Every time he sat down with his guitar, he felt as if his creativity was blocked by an invisible wall. Gabriel slept with his cell phone literally under his pillow because he used meditation apps to sleep. He thought this helped him relax. But what he didn't realize is that even the most relaxing apps don't compensate for the energetic damage caused by proximity to the device. It's like taking poison and an antidote at the same time. The net result is still negative. When Gabriel removed his phone from the bedroom and went back to sleeping in total silence, his creativity exploded. In 3 days, he composed a song that later became a hit. In 2 weeks, he had created an entire album. In a month, he was playing on the best stages in the city. Because true music doesn't come from the mind. It comes from a place of deep connection. A place only accessible when you are free from the drain of modern technology. Kathryn Kuhlman understood this deeply, and her life is a testament to the power of inner peace, a peace only found when you reclaim your energy sanctuary. It comes from a much deeper place, a place only accessible in very specific states of consciousness, and these states are impossible to reach when you're bombarded by artificial frequencies. Nature has natural frequencies, frequencies that are in harmony with your energy field, frequencies that nourish and strengthen your life force. But modern technology emits artificial frequencies, frequencies that are dissonant with your natural biology, frequencies that cause stress at the cellular level. And when you sleep exposed to these frequencies, your body spends energy fighting them, instead of using that energy to repair and regenerate itself. That's why you can sleep 8 hours and wake up tired. Your body couldn't truly rest because it was in an energetic battle all night. But when you remove these artificial frequencies from your sleep environment, your body can finally, completely relax. And when your body completely relaxes, extraordinary things happen. Your immunity increases, your ability to concentrate improves, your emotional stability strengthens, your intuition sharpens, your creativity flourishes. You become an optimized version of yourself. And this optimized version attracts optimized experiences, better relationships, better opportunities, better results, because energy attracts similar energy. When you vibrate at a high frequency, you magnetize people and situations that also vibrate at a high frequency. This is the real secret of manifestation. It's not about visualization. It's not about affirmations. It's about raising your energetic frequency. And the simplest way to raise your energetic frequency is to optimize the quality of your sleep. Rachel was an architect. She had been trying to land a major project for years. She gave all the right presentations. She had the perfect resume, but she always lost to competitors who seemed less qualified. Rachel was starting to think the problem was competence, that maybe she wasn't good enough. But when she removed her phone from the bedroom and started sleeping in cleaner energy, something changed in her presence. She became more confident, more charismatic, more convincing. In the first presentation she gave after the change, she won the client instantly. Because genuine confidence doesn't come from the mind. It comes from a deep connection with your own energy. And this connection is only possible when you're operating with full energy. When you're tired, insecure, scattered, people feel it. They sense that something is missing, that you're not at your full potential. But when you're rested, centered, present, you radiate an irresistible magnetic energy. And this energy opens doors that technical competence alone could never open. Now maybe you're thinking, okay, I understand the problem, but what if I really need my phone for professional reasons? What if I work night shifts? What if I have young children? I understand. There are situations where flexibility is necessary. But even in these situations, you can create creative solutions. If you work night shifts, leave your phone in the living room with the volume turned all the way up. Buy a baby monitor if you have young children. Use a traditional alarm clock. And if it's truly impossible to remove your phone completely, at least put it in airplane mode and 2 meters away from the bed. This already dramatically reduces the energetic damage. But if you want extraordinary results, you need to make extraordinary changes. And completely removing your phone from the bedroom is an extraordinary change that produces extraordinary results. Because in the end, what's more important? Your convenience or your quality of life? Your comfort zone or your dreams? Your technological dependence or your energetic freedom? David was an executive at a multinational corporation. He traveled the world for work. He always justified sleeping with his phone because of the time zones. Someone from some country always needed to talk to him. But David was exhausted. Total burnout. He was considering quitting everything and moving to a farm, until he decided to do an experiment. During a 2-week trip to Asia, he decided to leave his phone out of the room every night. The result? David had the most productive business trip of his career. He closed deals that had been stalled for months. He made important connections that changed his professional trajectory. Because when you are truly rested, you operate at a much higher level of efficiency. You think faster. You decide better. You communicate more clearly and persuasively. 1 hour of well-rested work is worth 3 hours of tired work. So even from a purely pragmatic point of view, removing your phone from the bedroom is one of the best decisions you can make for your career. And from a personal point of view, it can be transformative, because when you break your phone addiction, you recover something very precious that you had lost without realizing it. Your ability to be alone with yourself without feeling anxious. Your ability to appreciate silence without needing to fill it with stimuli. Your connection with natural rhythms instead of artificial rhythms. Your full presence in the present moment, instead of always being partially connected to some virtual place. And this full presence is where the magic of life happens. It's where you feel genuine gratitude, where you experience deep peace, where you connect with what really matters. It's where you remember that you are a spiritual being, having a human experience, not a consumer having a technological experience. And when you remember that, everything changes. Your relationships become deeper, your experiences become richer, your life becomes more meaningful. Because you stop living on the surface and start living in depth. And the depth is where miracles dwell. So here's my challenge for you. Tonight, before you go to sleep, take your phone out of the bedroom. Leave it charging in the living room or kitchen. Buy a traditional alarm clock tomorrow. It costs less than lunch at a restaurant. And observe what happens. Observe how you sleep, how you wake up, how you feel during the day. Observe if your dreams become more vivid, if your creativity increases, if your anxiety decreases. Observe if opportunities start to appear more naturally, if your relationships improve, if your intuition becomes sharper. Give it a week, just 1 week. If after a week you don't notice any difference, you can go back to sleeping with your phone. But if you notice even a small improvement, keep going. Keep going and see how far this transformation can take you. Because sometimes the simplest changes are the most powerful. And removing your phone from your bedroom is a simple change that can unlock your full potential. Potential to sleep better, to dream bigger, to create more, to love more deeply, to live more intensely. Potential to become who you were born to be, because you weren't born to live with low energy. You weren't born to be dependent on devices. You weren't born to have nightmares instead of inspiring dreams. You were born to shine, to radiate, to be magnetic, and all of that is waiting for you. It's just a decision away. The decision to prioritize your energy over your convenience. The decision to choose your freedom over your dependence. The decision to create an energy sanctuary where you can reconnect with your essence every night. Because when you reconnect with your essence, you become unstoppable. And the world needs you. Unstoppable. The world needs your full energy, your unlocked creativity, your magnetic presence, your unique talents operating at maximum power. So do this for yourself, but do it for the world too. Take that object out of your bedroom, reclaim your energy, and go transform your life. The breakthroughs are waiting. Kathryn Kuhlman knew this. The power of intention, the power of a clear space. It's all connected to your inner peace and your ability to receive miracles. Kathryn Kuhlman understood the profound connection between our inner world and the outer world, and the role that even seemingly small actions can play in unlocking our full potential. Think about it. The purity of your intentions, like crystal clear water, flowing freely, unhindered. That's the energy you're cultivating. When you make this simple change,